fat people. They've been a part of society for as long as any of us can remember. Throughout the years, they've played a lot of different roles, but in the past few years, the idea that being fat isn't a total negative, it's grown to a huge magnitude. Some of the arguments have some ground to stand on. Airplane seats, plus-size clothing, even fat models kinda make sense. Although one thing has always been consistent. Being fat is something unhealthy that you should change. Until now.
My question to you is, can you honestly say that you are 100% happy and healthy? Like, you have no medical conditions whatsoever, you have no problems at all with your health?
But have you got any health issues?
No, I'm perfectly happy.
I'd love to know, like, what do you see as healthy with eating?
Yeah, it's interesting that you've just assumed that I eat bad food because
No,
of my
I'd love to
size.
know, because if you're really healthy, do you have any joint issues, or so you're
I
completely...
swim 2.5 kilometers a day. I walk, I exercise all the time. I am, a synchronized swimming team.
Apparently, fat is the new black. Eugenia Cooney, a person who desperately needs help with crippling self-image problems. She's a dangerous influence to kids who want to be like her, right? But these TikTok women, right? They just like a little snack or two.
What I eat in a day is a disgusting fat person who is very hungover after a birthday. So I did actually have some toast when I first woke up, but then I fell asleep and I had a Mackey's, and then I had a few mouthfuls of this cake, but it wasn't as nice as I thought it was going to be. And then I had a handful of pretzels later on, and then I slept for like 5 or 6 hours. So then when I got back up, we ordered Domino's. I had some of the chicken nuggets and then about half of a vegan pizza. So while I'm here, I just want to say thank you for 2,000 followers.
You know, at first it started off pretty reasonably. Like I said, overweight models and clothes. But soon these people started giving arguments for why being fat is not bad and you should not want to change it.
Now this is a bikini body. I'm ready to go piss some people off at the beach.
It started as far back as 2010 with one simple concept: the claim that you can be fat and be healthy, which inadvertently means that fat is healthy.
Well, not all fat people are unhealthy, and not all fat people can lose weight. And as much as people need to know that not all fat people are unhealthy, and as much as people need to know that not all fat people can lose weight, this is still really problematic.
So there it is. But wait a minute, what is food freedom? What do they mean when they say eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full? Things like food freedom and intuitive eating
Hey guys, here's what I eat in a day, intuitive eating edition.
are rationales that were created with a very healthy purpose, but influencers and writers corrupted it. If you look up what food freedom is, it's very unclear and confusing. They say things like break free from the diet mindset and make peace with food. People have promoted this as a way to make money by telling people what they want to hear. They tell people that it's okay to not diet and it's okay to eat as much as you please. And then they put healthy people on the cover of it. These fat people, they want to eat, but they also want to be healthy. And then when I say fat, I mean like 300-pound people. So when these writers come around and tell them they can eat whatever they want and still be healthy, they're more than happy to oblige.
Let's talk about diets that don't work. Keto was made for epileptic children. Intermittent fasting is just a fun way of saying I'm starving myself. Juice cleanses are just a really expensive way to drink your fruit instead of eat it. Any MLM 30-day detox bullshit is just a way to shit your pants and spend a lot of money. Noom is basically MyFitnessPal, but you're just paying more for it, and they pretend to have a psychological component, but really it's just health coaches that have no background on nutrition. Calorie restriction, or just restricting food in general, works until you become really fucking hungry and end up eating everything in sight and develop a horrible relationship with food. Whole30 is just a fancy way of restricting yourself for 30 days and then binging out of control on day 31. So if you want advice from a registered dietitian, dieting literally doesn't work, and 2/3 of dieters will gain more weight than they originally lose. You're best off creating a healthy relationship with food and learning how to trust your body again. Intuitive eating.
Some of these people also tend to get very mad at certain people who want to lose weight, or people who do lose weight, or people who just think it's a good idea to lose weight. They think those people are offensive. They think they're the ones getting triggered.
I get dressed in the morning, I'm triggered. I take a shower, I'm triggered.
Hello there everyone, welcome back to Shit Marissa Says, and on this episode we have a what I eat in a day as a fat person who is not on a diet.
Hi guys, welcome to another What I Eat in a Day. Remember, I'm fat and I don't eat healthy. For breakfast, I had macaroni. For a snack, I had a chocolate ice cream cone, which totally smacked. We had cheese pizza with some fries.
Now listen, most people don't have any reason to be offended by their attitude of eating whatever you want and not trying to lose weight. Most people. This is Foopalicious. A bit of an odd name, but whatever. Here's a video of her having a mental breakdown because she wants to, relapse and start binge eating again.
Not like the texture of oatmeal at all. Then I had an emotional breakdown, and it was in this moment that I really, really wanted to binge so badly. I just wanted the comfort of food. But I had a slice of toast with honey instead, and it was pretty satisfying. For lunch I had Chipotle. I split it with my sister. This was my half, and it was really good. I had some panda cookies, and this was my dinner.
She's really trying, and she's really struggling. Meanwhile, she gets to scroll through TikTok and see people telling her to eat whatever she wants. She gets to see people telling her that if she wants to lose weight, she's toxic. If you think I'm wrong, and you think she isn't torn between wanting to lose weight and wanting to join the community of eating whatever you want, well, you take a look at this.
Fat shaming and skinny shaming are the same.
Actually, no, they're not. Fat people are denied jobs, proper medical care, health insurance, they're paid less, they don't have equal access to clothing, travel, many public spaces. Even the body mass index, the way that it discriminates against women, especially women of color, it was created for and based around white men. Like, fat phobia is literally rooted in anti-blackness. It's rooted in racism and sexism. Skinny shaming is not.
Surprising my boyfriend with a sexy outfit for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you silly goose. You're so silly.
Really good point. I think it's because he's usually here with me, and he's big boy.
I made this post in response to a person who denied their thin privilege and essentially called me an angry fat bitch.
Thin privilege. That's right, folks. If you're thin, you're privileged, which is kind of true, I guess. You have benefits if you're thin, but you also have benefits and privilege if you're not ugly, right-handed, tall, not balding, have good posture, good eyesight, have no allergies, don't smell bad, not lactose intolerant, naturally motivated, smart, and many, many more. Everybody has privilege. There are plenty of things you can have privilege for. Sure, thin people have privilege, but it's not that big of a deal. I'd argue that people who can drink milk or tall people are way more privileged than, thin people. You can change your weight, dude. You can change it. But does that mean people should go on national television ranting about height privilege? That wasn't a rhetorical question. I'm not Dora the Explorer. Respond. Should you? I don't think so. What do you think? A lot of this stuff they describe are things plenty of people experience. Most of it boils down to being unattractive. Most of their problems, most of the things that other people are privileged for are just things surrounding the fact that they're seen as unattractive.
So this is just one example of thin privilege. And an example of how hard it is for women of size to find anything to wear.
Have thin privilege. What? But I'm so fat. I'm like a size 20, 22. How can I possibly have thin privilege? Because there are people who are fatter than me. When I go up on a plane, I might need a seatbelt extender. I might be uncomfortable. I may not feel good. People may say things to me. But I don't need to buy a second seat or risk getting kicked off the plane.
You can put my asshole in a casket. Asshole in a casket.
You see I'm coming, you won't see me nothing. I'll just keep on sucking. I'm good, yeah, I'm good. And if you suck my pussy, I will become dizzy, but it keeps